Fantasy heroines and historical female soldiers engage the public imagination in serious historical fiction, television series, comic books, and wargaming forums. Not to mention the popular excitement over Patty Jenkins's Wonder Woman and the women warriors of Wakanda in Ryan Coogler's Black Panther, both of which not only enjoyed box office success but also served as catalysts for cultural discussion. Real-life women warriors evoke a more complicated public response. For more than 20 years, beginning with the Persian Gulf War, American servicewomen have fought officially in air and naval units, and unofficially in raids and security patrols on the ground. Public perception is divided on the subject. Female combat veterans run political campaigns that center on their military service, as their male counterparts have done since the first days of the United States. In all fairness, General Washington did not actually campaign for the presidency. They are honored as heroes at Major League Baseball games, and showcased on the covers of publications as diverse as the New York Times and Streetwise, the newspaper peddled by homeless people on the streets of Chicago. They even appear as central characters in romance novels, where their unlikely presence is testimony that women in the military have become a fact of American life. At the same time, despite this apparent public acceptance, the repeal of the ground combat exclusion policy in 2013 and the military's grindingly slow efforts to implement that change have generated outraged howls from those who argue that women cannot and should not fight. Howls that did not diminish when 2 women successfully completed Ranger School, the U.S. Army's elite infantry training program, in October 2015. In an effort to avoid the media frenzy, positive and negative, that followed the news that women had received their Ranger tabs, the military announced more recent gains by America's servicewomen, such as the first woman to complete Marine Corps infantry officer training in September 2017, and the 6 women of the 82nd Airborne Division who earned the Expert Infantryman badge in January 2018, with less fanfare. They succeeded in avoiding angry headlines, but not ugliness in the comments sections of online news articles. Insignificant exceptions? Both the current appeal of pop cultural heroines and ongoing battles over the role of female soldiers in the modern military assume women who go to war are historical anomalies. Joan of Arc, not G.I. Joan. This position is summed up in military historian John Keegan's magnificently inaccurate claim that warfare is the one human activity from which women, with the most insignificant exceptions, emphasis mine, have always and everywhere stood apart. Women have followed the drum, nursed the wounded, tended the field, and herded the flocks when the man of the family has followed his leader, have even dug the trenches for men to defend, and labored in the workshops to send them their weapons. Women, however, do not fight, and they never, in any military sense, fight men. Lest anyone make the mistake of thinking that Keegan was an extremist with a small audience of like-minded friends, Time named A History of Warfare one of the best books of the year, and described Keegan as one of the century's most distinguished military historians. In fact, women have always gone to war, fighting to avenge their families, defend their homes, or cities, or nations, win independence from a foreign power, expand their kingdom's boundaries, or satisfy their ambition. A handful of women warriors have elbowed their way into historical accounts. Sometimes they are remembered in their home countries as national heroines, even if they have been forgotten by the larger world. But for the most part, women warriors, in uniform or not, eager to fight or driven by desperation to defend themselves, have been pushed into the historical shadows, hidden in the footnotes, or half erased. Some disappeared because they disguised themselves as men in order to fight, appearing in the records as women only when